What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are once again working on my Kouki S14, and today we're going to be getting these subframes all torn down, stripped apart, and ready for powder coat. Because once those things get powder coated, we've got all new Nismo arms going on there, new bolts, a whole refresh for the bottom of this car. Let me show you what we're working on. So we've got the two crusty subframes here. The front setup is all completely stock, nothing modified here. The rear has obviously been modified a little bit. It's been painted, there's been new bushings put into it, and some reinforcement has been done up along this one. But today we're gonna get both of these things stripped down to nothing because I do want to get them powder coated so they're both matching. And then once those are both powder coated and matching, we'll have a good starting point to start rebuilding up our suspension setup with all new fresh parts. So the plan is to replace every single one of these arms here. There's 4 on one side in the back, 4 on the other, and then we've got one control arm here, as well as the tension rod here. Now, all of those parts are available in a Nismo option. So my plan is to powder coat these subframes black and have these silver Nismo arms to replace everything, fresh bolts, and it's gonna be nuts. We're not gonna use the 240 axles either. My plan is to put 350Z axles in this with the 350Z diff. So the plan is to get this thing completely torn apart today, strip this down, and have these things ready to go off to powder coat. Now there's gonna be some stuff that we want to reuse in the future or that I'm not sure of yet, like this power steering setup. Want to hang on to that stuff. I'm gonna try to get the knuckles vapor honed and see if those clean up. If not, we can always get a new OEM option. Gotta take the power steering rack off to rebuild that. I gotta look into my options of, if this is something that I can just rebuild here at home. If anyone knows or has any good information on that, drop me a comment down below. I would really appreciate it. And then, like I said, we're gonna sell the axles, we'll sell all these arms. Again, same thing, we're gonna try to use this knuckle again and get that all cleaned up. So we're gonna get this torn apart and kind of sort everything out in terms of what we're gonna do with it, whether it's being sold, kept, or trashed in some cases. So yesterday we got the suspension all stripped down, Everything completely separated here, ready to rock. So the rear subframe is pretty clean. I'm not gonna worry about cleaning that one up, but this one has a ton of gunk and stuff on it that I wanna get cleaned up before we send it off to powder coat. And then I just need to sort this stuff of stuff we're keeping versus stuff we're gonna sell. Like I know I'm gonna replace the hubs on this car, so I'll probably sell those. People buy the 5-lug hubs and those ones appear to be still rolling smoothly. So stuff like that, I'll sell to put towards the build because obviously we are spending a lot to make this happen, and anything I can recoup is always a plus. So I'm gonna take the front subframe outside, put some degreaser on it, and try to get this thing cleaned up the best we can. I'm gonna call that good, but whatever was in this car was leaking so bad. You can still see some of the gunk buildup on there. I'm assuming they put this thing in a dip tank before they powder coated anyway. So I'm gonna just leave that as is. All right, so the suspension teardown is done. Now I have something for those of you that stayed to the end of the video, because I really appreciate you guys that watch all the way to the end. Now I picked up this part for the S14. I've been planning to get this part the whole time, but had to pick it up a little bit sooner than I thought because like a lot of these other parts that we are using on this build, they're getting discontinued by Nissan and Nismo. So I got forced into picking them up now to make sure that we had them for this build, but I think you guys are gonna really like it. It totally goes with the OEM Plus kind of style of this build and is gonna look super good behind our wheels. Let me show you. What you're looking at here is a Nismo big brake kit for a 350Z. Now my buddies up at Dream Chasers Garage made CNC billet brackets that adapt this to an S chassis. So obviously this is a much larger caliper than what we had factory on an S14, which is what I wanted because we're shooting for some pretty lofty power goals and I want to make sure we're able to stop the car. So this is just the front caliper here. I am going to get the matching rears and I picked up just the caliper for now, but my plan is to put a nice big 2-piece rotor front and rear for this setup. So it's just going to be a super baller setup on the S14, especially behind those Nismo wheels. If you enjoyed this 240 restoration video, I put 2 more videos in the S14 restoration series up on the screen now. Do me a favor, check those videos out, throw them a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.